Hello everyone, this is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to another channel update. It is Friday, August the 12th on the date of recording, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day whenever you find yourself watching this. So, we got some good news and we got some bad news. Probably being a bit overly dramatic about this, but yes, good news and bad news. As usual, I'll start with a brief summary of the channel update, and if you'd like to stick around for a more in-depth discussion, which is to say, to hear me ramble on and on about the channel update, then you're more than welcome to do so. In brief, the good news is that I finally managed to get my hands on a PS5, which means that production is finally underway on my blind playthrough of Elden Ring. I've recorded the first 7 episodes of the playthrough, which translates to about 12 hours of in-game time. So in order to avoid spoilers, I'm not going to start releasing episodes until I've finished the game. So I can't say just yet when you'll start seeing those episodes uploaded to the channel. Once those uploads do begin, there will be a steady stream of new content on the channel for the first time in a long time, probably since 2019 when I did my Sekiro blind playthrough. As for the bad news, I'm going to be placing ads on most of the content on my channel. And you know, it really does pain me to say that because I've long maintained that I would never monetize my channel and that you'd never see ads on my channel. So what's changed? Well, a number of things. So if you'll allow me, I'll try to explain. First, I noticed a few months ago that a video on my channel had ads on it, and I certainly hadn't placed the ads on that particular video. I looked into it a little bit further and I learned that in mid-2021, YouTube actually changed their terms of service in order to allow them to place ads on unmonetized videos, like those on my channel. So if you noticed ads on my channel prior to the release of this channel update, it was YouTube placing those ads on my videos, and it was YouTube earning revenue from those ads. As you might imagine, I found this really frustrating, as I've always maintained that my videos would remain ad-free and that I wasn't in this for the money. And though it remains true today that I'm still very much not in this for the money, YouTube placing ads on my video has sort of forced my hand into breaking a promise I made many years ago, and a promise that I've renewed on several occasions since then. And yeah, it's an awful feeling, and it's this decision is one that I've been agonizing over for months now. I've been putting off the act of making this video that you're watching because I knew it would mark the end of an era on my channel, and I knew that it would then be official, that I had broken my promise to each of you. So I kept putting it off and delaying the inevitable. At the same time, I reasoned that someone was making money off of my videos, and if someone was making money off of it, it might as well be me. So that's my thought process anyways, but I still couldn't bring myself to make this particular video, not until now anyway. But here we are, and of course I'm now doing it, so you might be asking once again, what changed? As I mentioned in the last channel update, my postdoctoral fellowship ended in mid-May, and my contract was not renewed. Since that time, I've been relentlessly applying for jobs, and I mean relentlessly, but I've had no luck. I did have 2 interviews last week, one of which was a second interview, and a third interview the month prior, but I've received no offers as of yet. And there are, I think, many reasons why I've failed to secure an offer, and I don't want this video to devolve into a self-pity party, but I think I've sort of painted myself into a corner. On the one hand, I think I'm considered too academic for some of the jobs I've been applying for. On the other hand, because I struggled through graduate school and I didn't publish a bunch of papers or deliver multiple conference presentations every year, I'm not considered qualified for many of the academic positions that are out there. So as a result, I'm sort of stuck in the middle of all of these various job postings. I'm confident that I could do all of them and that I could do them quite well, but frustratingly, no one will give me a chance because I'm not an orthodox pick for any of them. I mean, why would they hire me when there are an abundance of orthodox candidates out there and they're all applying for these jobs? I'm also pretty dreadful at interviews, I think. Believe it or not, because I know I hide it well, but I do experience a great deal of social anxiety in general, especially when I'm interacting with strangers. And in particular, when the stakes are extremely high, as they are in a job interview for a full-time job. I could go on and on, of course, but I do think that I'm improving with each interview, though I've yet to secure an offer, so honestly, what the heck do I know? Thankfully, my wife has been extraordinarily supportive and understanding throughout this whole process, but she's carrying us both financially, and our expenses are only going to go up from here as we look to start a family. So as you might imagine, she's stressed, I'm stressed, and the whole situation is just extremely frustrating because for the first 3 years of our relationship, I was earning basically nothing and she was carrying us both. During that period, I kept promising that once I'd completed my PhD, I'd be able to contribute, and even though I've earned a bit of money in the last year, I'm back to earning basically nothing again, which is also to say that I've already broken that promise. So, does one broken promise make up for another? I really don't know, but I know that I need to do something at this point to contribute financially, and placing ads on my videos would allow me to do just that. I mean, if YouTube is going to place ads on my videos anyway, it only seems fair, to me anyways, that I should be the one to benefit from those ads. And I hope you all agree with me on that. I don't know exactly how much I'll be earning from these ads, and I doubt it will be very much at all. And it certainly won't be anything near a full-time salary, but every little bit counts at this point when you're earning essentially nothing. So yeah, I really hope that you all understand why I'm doing this and that you're not too disappointed with me for breaking my promise. I hope you know that I agonized over this for months and months and that I did not take this decision lightly at all. Most of all, I hope you know how sorry I am for breaking that promise, and I hope you understand my reasons why. Having said all of that, as you're probably aware, I really don't like ads personally. So if you choose to use ad block when watching videos on my channel, that's totally fine. I get it and I understand. And for those of you who are not using ad block, I will do my best to ensure that the ads are as unobtrusive as possible. In any case, you do you. I'm just grateful that you're here and I'm grateful that you're watching, especially after all these years and especially given how infrequently I'm able to put out content these days. So finally, to end this video on a somewhat less depressing note, I'm really enjoying my blind playthrough of Elden Ring, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with each of you. I mentioned in the previous channel update that I was having a really hard time finding a PS5, but not long after releasing that video, my wife surprised me on my birthday with a PS5 and Elden Ring. You should actually be able to see my copy of Elden Ring behind me here, but as I mentioned earlier, I've recorded the first 7 episodes of the series, which includes about 12 hours of gameplay. The sense I get is that the game is absolutely massive, so I don't know how long it will take me to complete the playthrough, but I am working on it. If I had to guess, I'd probably say somewhere around 40 episodes. My Dark Souls 3 blind playthrough, not including the DLC of course, was I think 29 episodes. Those episodes were about an hour each. The episodes I've been recording up to this point have been between 2 and 2.5 hours. So that would make the playthrough about 80 hours, which I think is more or less in line with what I've heard people saying the length of a somewhat extensive playthrough would be. So 30, 40 episodes, I assume. Right now I've recorded 7. So obviously I still have a ways to go, but I just wanted you all to know that I am working on it. And again, you won't see them on the channel for a while because I'm trying to safeguard myself against spoilers. But my plan is to start releasing the episodes after I've completed the playthrough. So again, I appreciate your patience, as it will take some time for me to do that, and right now, time is a major limitation for me. It can be hard to justify spending time in the playthrough, especially when I don't have a job. So, and you know, I could be using that time to work on job applications. So, a major upside of my decision to put ads on my videos is that it actually does make it a bit easier for me to justify the time I spend working on the playthrough, because it will actually bring a little bit of money in. So yeah, I guess that's one upside to the bad news that I've just shared. But it's possible, in other words, that this will allow me to produce a little bit more content going forward, though I can't make any promises just yet because I have no earthly idea what amount of money we're looking at in terms of the ads. So it is a possibility, perhaps a remote one, but this will help a little bit, certainly. Finally, I want to express my sincerest gratitude to each and every one of you for sticking with me for as long as you have, and especially to those of you who have supported the channel and in many cases continue to support the channel on Patreon. In the last 4 years, Patreon donations have been my only consistent source of income, even though I've offered no perks in return. So you've been doing it for no reason other than out of the kindness of your hearts, and for that I can't thank you enough. So that's going to do it for this channel update. Watch out for my blind playthrough of Elden Ring. As of right now, once again, I'm repeating myself ad nauseum here, but I can't say when it'll be ready, but you can almost certainly expect to see a consistent stream of episodes by the end of the year, by the end of 2022. In the meantime, I really do tremendously appreciate your patience and understanding. Thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.